B'cher Hatin. Welcome to the 4th Middle East Peace and Security Conference. On behalf of the American University of Kurdistan, I would like to thank everyone for participating in the conference today. Special recognition to His Excellency Prime Minister of the Kurdistan Regional Government, Masroor Barzani, ministers of the Kurdistan Regional Government, the ambassadors and consul generals traveling from Baghdad, Erbil, and beyond, the trustees of the Board of AUK, international guests, academics, scholars here who contributed to the conference's discussions and debates. And I would also like to recognize the conference partners who contributed to the development of the program: the U.S. Institute of Peace, Iraq Policy Group, Crisis Response Center, and the Center for Peace and Human Security at the American University of Kurdistan, and also the AUK Foundation for its continued support. The American University of Kurdistan will be celebrating its 10th anniversary a year from now, December 1st, 2024. In these months leading up to the celebration, the university will be looking back, taking stock of the achievements of its faculty, staff, and students in the classrooms as well as in the global marketplace. It is also a time to envision a future, not just for our faculty, staff, and students, but for the region, which we are dedicated to serve. It is time to move forward to build the knowledge nation that will contribute to a new regional order that ensures peace and security for all of its citizens. As the university is already well down the path of American accreditation with the New England Commission of Higher Education, AUK has implemented the liberal arts model of education, focusing on breadth as well as disciplinary depth. This model requires as its foundation thoughtful and open inquiry. Through the exchange of ideas, we learn to withstand discomfort, sharpen our reasoning, and in some cases, change mindsets. From their first English proficiency courses through to their senior capstone projects, students develop and demonstrate the ability to synthesize material, assess its validity, draw conclusions, and share solutions to contemporary issues. Critical thinking, creativity, and innovation are infused across the curriculum to ensure student outcomes are in line with the needs of the global world. But only with an open, inquisitive, and tolerant mindset can encounters with diverse cultural and intellectual perspectives lead to transformative exchange. Freedom of expression, informed expression, vitalizes debate, nurtures problem solving, and emboldens those who are traditionally marginalized. Especially during such times as these, the university welcomes open and vigorous face-to-face dialogue, a crucial pillar of academic life and intellectual progress. In respect to AUK's contribution to moving the region forward, I would like to mention initiatives from the past year dedicated to the greater economic, social, and political advancement of our communities. First, AUA supports the government in good governance initiatives. The Center for Academic and Professional Advancement provides courses, workshops, trainings aimed at capacity building in English language, tech fluency, financial management, tourism and hospitality for the ministries, governorates, and municipalities. We adopted a public under-resourced elementary school to introduce contemporary methods of teaching and establish a computer lab. I chair the National Task Force on K-12 Education, composed of a wide array of stakeholders to push for reform across the educational spectrum. Second, AUK, with grant support from the U.S. Department of State, designed initiatives at the development of the private sector. AUK has implemented an entrepreneurship and incubator program based on design thinking. Prototypes are being tested and assessed for market readiness. A certificate program in startup culture is being customized to meet the needs of women IDPs and refugees to give them greater economic self-sufficiency. AUK's Building Information Modeling Lab and Fabrication Lab will upscale local professionals. The Nursing Skills and Simulation Lab will deliver American Heart Association trainings to medical professionals in the governorate. AUK is currently planning for the construction of 5 new buildings. They will all be LEED certified and serve as a model for architects and engineering firms locally. Third, AUK must ensure that women and girls have the knowledge, tools, and equal access to opportunities for their personal and professional development. Scholarship support from the U.S. Department of State, Gunnell Energy, Konrad Adenauer Foundation is dedicated to increasing access to higher education for marginalized populations, as defined by gender, religion, ethnicity, and economic status. 80% of these scholarship seats are reserved for women, ensuring greater parity in enrollment by gender. Student support initiatives, such as psychological counseling and career services, focus on women and minorities who may not have had the family support many of us have taken for granted. And the university will establish this year a radio station and video production lab, again funded by the U.S. Department of State. The radio station's programming will also serve as an issues forum on topics such as the promotion of women's rights and dialogue between majority and minority groups. A word repeated a couple of times within this narrative is forward. This will be the theme for AUK's 10th anniversary. Inspired by the mission and vision of the university, our institutional stakeholders collectively will be forward-looking, forward-seeking, forward-thinking. Their contributions will bring forward, give forward. Clearly, this narrative reflects a very optimistic yet strategic vision for the university to move forward, its students, faculty, and staff, the broader community, and the entire region moving forward on a united path to address the regional disorder, challenges that stress the government and non-governmental structures, challenges that inhibit the growth of the private sector, challenges that have marginalized many from the workforce, and challenges that have turned this fertile crescent into a fragile environmental ecosystem. So, from this day forward. So on behalf of the American University of Kurdistan, I thank you for visiting Duhok for the past few days, for supporting this year's MEPS conference, and I wish you great success on all of your future endeavors. Zor Spas, thank you very much.